Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, I've got a story out of Greenville where a woman is now behind bars facing larceny charges. A warrant obtained by WITN showed that Yagbi Karanda was arrested Sunday and charged with larceny by employee. The warrant says that while she worked at Pirates Pit Stop, Karanda embezzled lottery tickets worth $25,021 with the intent to steal and defraud her employer. The warrant lists April 27th as the date of the offense. The 22-year-old was scheduled for her first court appearance earlier today. And now we turn our attention to the peace talks between President Trump and President Putin. This again is something that happened earlier today that happened over the phone. In a statement, Trump wrote, quote, "The call went very well," end quote. Now he went on to say, quote, "Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiations toward a ceasefire and, more importantly, an end to the war," end quote. And that the negotiations between the two parties need to happen between Russia and Ukraine because, quote, "they know the details of a negotiation that nobody else would be aware of," end quote. Now, following his call to Putin, President Trump is also expected to speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky later on today. The war between Ukraine and Russia has been raging since Russia invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. Now we want to turn our attention to your weather forecast. Today has been a very sunny day. Warm, but not too hot out there. Humidity has certainly been down compared to where it was over this past Friday and Saturday. Now, humidity is going to start to return as we head through the next 2 days, but not to worry. We've got another break in that humidity coming up. We're not diving straight into the summertime humidity forecast quite just yet. Just getting a little taste. A little early taste, if you will. Right now, 80 degrees feels like 82 thanks to a 64-degree dew point along the coast. A southerly breeze at 11 miles an hour is bringing in that humidity, but it's, again, reasonable compared to, again, what we had this past Friday and Saturday when dew points were reading in the 70s. Right now, air temperatures generally in the upper 70s to mid-80s. Not going to be getting a whole lot warmer compared to where we're at right now. Winds coming in more out of the west and northwesterly directions. That again will help try for at least inland areas. Inland areas will see that humidity stay low. Now, if you head towards the coast, you'll note that we do have a little bit of a sea breeze front flowing right now. Onshore flow of air present in Onslow, Carteret, Outer Banks, Hyde County, aka Ocracoke, extending all the way up towards the northern Outer Banks. We're seeing onshore flow. That is keeping our coastal communities more humid than our inland communities. Also, again, presenting the chance for maybe a few pop-up showers and storms through the rest of the afternoon. Now, air temperatures again are expected to return to the low 80s as we head into tomorrow. For the rest of this evening, we'll likely drop down to the mid 70s between 8 and 9, and to the low 70s by 10 to 11, and then potentially into the 60s as we head into really the early hours of your Tuesday morning. But let's talk about the rain showers we've got coming up. Nothing going to really be present across most of eastern North Carolina coming up for today. It's tomorrow, specifically tomorrow night to Wednesday morning, where we are monitoring a chance of, well, thunderstorms and potentially even strong thunderstorms into the east. Tomorrow at noon, not cloud cover, yes, but watch what happens as we get towards midnight and beyond. That's when we get our first round of rain on Wednesday. We will have another round rolling in late Wednesday evening through Wednesday night. This will prompt a first alert weather day. Some of those storms could be strong to severe as they move across eastern North Carolina. We're talking storms in the evening, not the storms early on in the morning on Wednesday. Now, those storms in the morning, yeah, they could certainly be thunderstorms. We could hear some rumbles of thunder, may get some gusty winds. But as far as intensity of storms go, the ones in the evening and afternoon will have more of a punch and an impact to them than what we're going to, again, see early on in the morning. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., that front still draped back towards the mountains. It won't reach us here in the east until we get to the tail end of Wednesday. Then breezy conditions hold on Thursday. Air temperatures coming down significantly. 87 degrees on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday, down to 73 on Friday. And overnight lows will drift down into the low to mid 50s as well, creating again that low humidity feel, that spring-like air that says, hey, we're not quite the summer just yet. Enjoy the outdoors before the mosquitoes and the humidity completely take over. That's all we have time for today's 3 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. We'll be back with more weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful Monday.